I'm a 28-year-old guy, and I've always been pretty laid back, maybe even a little too much. My job is in logistics, which is basically like playing Tetris with giant shipping containers, and I like things to be orderly and make sense. My girlfriend of 3 years, let's just call her my ex now, was the total opposite. She loved chaos, spontaneity, and being the center of attention. I thought we balanced each other out, but it turns out I was just a stable platform for her drama. The whole thing blew up over something that sounded so innocent. I was making dinner one night, and she's scrolling on her phone on the couch. "Hey, babe," she says, "my ex is having a game night on Friday with some old friends. Is it cool if I go?" I stopped stirring the pasta. Her ex, the guy she was with for 5 years before me, the guy she always swore was like a brother to her now. I'd met him a few times, and he was one of those guys who is just a little too charming, a little too slick. He'd always make these little inside jokes with her in front of me, then slap me on the back like we were best buddies. I couldn't stand him. A game night. I asked, trying to keep my voice even. "Just you guys from the old group?" "Yeah, just the old crew." "It's totally not a big deal," she said, her eyes still glued to her phone. That casual dismissal felt so rehearsed, like she was expecting a fight and had her lines ready. My gut was telling me there was a piece of the puzzle missing. "I don't know. It just feels a little weird." I said honestly, "You and your ex hanging out." She finally looked up, and her face immediately soured. "Oh my God, seriously? We've been over this a million times. He's in a serious relationship. You have nothing to worry about. Don't be so controlling. It's just a game night." There it was. The classic move. Turn it around on me, make me the insecure, controlling boyfriend. Instead of arguing, I just said, "All right, cool, have fun." She looked genuinely surprised that I gave in so easily. "Oh, okay, great. Thanks for being so understanding." Here's the thing. I wasn't being understanding. I was being strategic. An idea started to form in my head. A petty one, I'll admit. But if she could have a harmless game night with her ex, well, so could I. I pulled out my phone and texted her sister. Her sister and I always got along great. She was the cool, down-to-earth one in the family who saw her sister's drama for what it was. "Me? Hey, random question. Free Friday night." Her sister. "For you?" "Always." "What's up?" "Me. Thinking of hosting my own very exclusive game night." "You in?" Her sister. "Does this have anything to do with my sister's totally innocent game night with Mr. Perfect Hair?" "Me, it might." Her sister. "I'll bring the good wine." My sister always buys the cheap stuff. Friday rolls around. My ex gets all dressed up, way more than you would for a night of board games. She gives me this quick, sugary sweet kiss on the cheek and says, "Don't wait up, it might go late." The second her car was out of the driveway, my plan went into motion. I ordered a couple of pizzas and set up this intense strategy game that my ex hated, but her sister and I loved. When her sister showed up, she took one look at me and said, "You did the right thing. She needs a reality check." And honestly, we had a great time. We laughed, trash talked, and actually played the game. For a few hours, that knot of anxiety in my stomach actually loosened. Around 11 p.m., as we were finishing up, I decided to pull the pin on my little grenade. "Hey," I said to her sister. "Smile." I snapped a picture of us, game board on the table between us, pizza boxes, and wine glasses in the background. We just looked like two friends having a good, normal time. I posted it to Instagram. I didn't tag her, but I made sure the location was on. The caption was simple. "Somehow I always win. #game night." Her sister saw what I did and just started laughing. "You are a monster," she said, but she was smiling. She was going to lose her mind. "That's the plan," I replied. 12 minutes later, my phone rang. I ignored it. It rang again. I silenced it. Then the text started pouring in. "What the hell is my sister doing at our house?" "Answer your phone." "Right. Now." "I can't believe you're doing this just to hurt me." Her sister and I just looked at each other. The board game might have been over, but the real game was just getting started. Around 1 a.m., headlights washed across the living room walls. The front door slammed open so hard the walls shook. My ex was standing there, her makeup a little smudged and her face twisted in pure rage. Her eyes went right past me and locked onto her sister, who was just calmly getting her coat. "What are you doing here?" she screamed. Her sister didn't even flinch. "I was invited. We had a game night. It was fun. You're supposed to be my sister. You're on my side." "This isn't about sides," her sister shot back. "This is about you not treating your boyfriend like garbage. Think about it." She gave me a little nod and walked out, leaving a thick, angry silence behind her. Then all that fury turned on me. "You did this to punish me," she hissed. "No," I said, my voice way calmer than I felt. "I did this to make a point. You go to your ex's house, and I'm supposed to be fine with it, but I have your sister over for an actual game of Scrabble, and you have a meltdown. You don't see the problem with that. It's not the same, and you know it. Why isn't it? Because you have a 5-year history with him that you swore was in the past." I took a step closer. "What's really going on? Why does this bother you so much unless there was more to your little game night than you told me?" I saw it then, a split second of pure panic in her eyes before she could hide it. That was all the confirmation I needed. She started stammering, trying to find a lie, and in that moment I knew we were done, but I wasn't letting her off the hook that easily. The next few days were a masterclass in gaslighting. She cried. She yelled. She called me a manipulative psycho. Her mom even came over to lecture me. "You live in this house," her mom said, "a house that I helped my daughter get. You owe her an apology." They always held that down payment money over my head. "I pay half the mortgage," I said. "It's my house, too, and I'm not apologizing. In fact, if it was so innocent, she can show me the text between her and her ex from that night." The color drained from my ex's face. She just stood there, speechless. Her own mother looked at her, confused. They knew they were caught. Then they tried a new tactic. A few days later, the ex himself called me. "Hey, man," he said, trying to sound like a good guy. "Just want to clear the air. She told me you guys were on a break, that you were pretty much over. That's the only reason she came over. They were trying to build a new story where I was the bad guy who had already checked out. The audacity was incredible. A break." I said, "News to me. We had one fight. About you. Don't call me again." I hung up. That night, I started going through our finances, getting ready to split things up, and that's when I found it. For the last 6 months, she'd been moving small amounts of money from our joint savings into a private account. She was building an escape fund. This wasn't a mistake. It was a long, calculated plan. That's when I stopped being sad and started getting angry. I called a lawyer. He explained that since we weren't married, we either had to sell the house and split the profit, or one of us could buy the other out. I knew she and her mother would never agree to sell. They saw it as her house. So I filed a petition lawsuit to force a court-ordered sale. The moment she was served the papers, the real panic began. The screaming calls turned into crying, pleading ones. "Can't we just work this out?" she begged. "We're past that," I told her. Then her sister called. She sounded sick. "I have to tell you something," she said. "It's worse than you think." She told me my ex had been seeing her ex for months. The whole "he is a serious girlfriend" thing was a total lie they made up. But here was the kicker. The $20,000 her mom supposedly gifted her for the down payment, it wasn't from her mom. It was from the ex. He gave her the money to trap me into buying a house with her. It was a long con. They were using my good credit and my savings to secure an investment for them. I felt a cold rage settle over me. This wasn't about a breakup anymore. This was about fraud. I went back to my lawyer with the new info. We sent them one final offer. I would drop the lawsuit. They could buy me out. But the price had gone up. I wanted my initial investment back. Every cent I'd paid on the mortgage, the money she'd stolen from savings, my legal fees, plus a non-negotiable $50,000 of my half of the house's increased value. They had 30 days. Faced with a lawsuit where their fraud would be exposed in court, they folded. The ex had to take out a second mortgage on his own place to get the money. At the closing, I sat across from my ex and her mother. They couldn't even look at me. I signed the papers, took the check for over $75,000, and walked out without looking back. I heard later the financial strain of the house destroyed their relationship. He was mad about the money. She was mad he wasn't her knight in shining armor, and she had to sell the house a year later at a loss just to pay him back. Me? I got a new apartment and a much healthier savings account. The whole thing taught me a lesson. When people play stupid games, make sure you know how to win.